Well, it seems like a win by Donald Trump will mean a serious blow to that good old boys club of billionaires because they are doing everything to make sure he does not make it to the Oval Office. They're pulling out all the stops and all the cash, and they're throwing it. Take a look right there at this list. These are just some of the big hitters who have put tons of money, millions into this campaign. You've got names like George Soros, worth $25 billion. Paul Singer, he just made $2 billion last week. King Griffin, $7 billion. The list goes on and on and on. They're doing everything to derail Donald Trump. And the big question is, why? Steve Rogers, Peter Morici join me now. Vince and Katrina are back as well. Peter Morici, you know everybody involved in this play. The plot, why are these guys worth $25 billion, $7 billion throwing so much money at Donald Trump, the businessman in this race?
Well, whether you're a Democrat or a Republican, if you're extraordinarily wealthy, the rules have been written for you in this century. These folks get richer and richer while Americans get poorer and poorer. Donald Trump is immune to their influence because he has money of his own. He is a change agent, much the way Franklin Roosevelt was. If he were to become president, the rules of the game would be rewritten, whether it's trade with China, immigration with Mexico, Wall Street rules, what have you. I mean, look at Wall Street. Dodd-Frank changed one thing. Small banks can't make loans, and they can't stay in business. The guys on Wall Street are gambling and trading just like ever before and getting richer and richer. Donald Trump is a threat to the status quo, and these people are the status quo ante. They
are the status quo. I mean, I actually talk about it as from Greek mythology, the old Titans, if you will, versus the Olympians led by Zeus. I mean, this is the way it plays out in my mind, Vince, but what is it? Why are they so intimidated by Donald Trump? Why do they want to stop him? Do you think they're right?
Well, I definitely think, to Peter's point, that there is a movement within the United States, especially among the working class, to sort of overthrow what they feel like is a system that's been sort of weighted against them. And when you look at guys, I cover politics, but when you look at guys who put money into politics, most of the time they're investing money the same way they do in other investments, which is they want some confidence in their investment. They want to know that there'll be a return, which is why you see people like Hillary Clinton and Ted Cruz receiving these monies, because there's ultimately a belief that they'll be more loyal to donors on Wall Street than somebody like, say, a Bernie Sanders or a Donald Trump will be, which is not good. There's too much unpredictability there for them.
Now, we know, of course, Katrina, this has been part of Donald Trump's appeal, and he talks about it all the time. I guess the flip side of that, though, is if he's not beholden to anyone, does that, he could even maybe not be beholden to voters.
Well, no, and I think that has been his point this whole time, is that he wants to help Americans. He wants to put America and their families first over a lot of these special interests, and he talks about only being beholden to the voters. He has the most pro-America agenda out of all the candidates running, and I think it's quite interesting, and the point was just made, that these people who are funding all of the attack ads against Mr. Trump are putting money inside the campaigns of Ted Cruz and Hillary Clinton, and that speaks volumes about where the people and their support should be going today.
You know, Steve, we know that these guys, to the point Vince made, this is for them an investment, and they spread the money around. Listen, let's face it, Donald Trump spread a lot of money around. Hillary Clinton went to his wedding. So I guess the point is, though, some of these guys are now saying it's not about us. What we're saying is that if Donald Trump gets into the Oval Office and he does the things he says he's going to do, it's going to destabilize the entire economy for everyone. I mean, are you buying that?
Charles, it's about an investment for their portfolio, not for the American people. And all the money they have has not to this point and will not in the future. The strength of all that money will not overcome the strength of the American people. They need to understand, and a reality has to set in, that they haven't declared war on Donald Trump. They have declared war on the American people.
All right, let's leave it there, guys.